what about concepts like shame? When people hold on to shame, right? I want you to throw in the comments, because I want to let you guys know that I sometimes catch myself holding on to so much shame from my past, and I see it affecting my relationships or my like job or anything I do right now. The shame or the guilt of like not being valuable or worthy enough, the shame of like looking or acting a certain way, having a certain body type. Like there's so much shame that we carry because of judgment from everywhere around us. So I want to ask you, Theo, when people come to you with shame, right, which is part of the trauma that they're holding on to, what do you say to them? What do you offer to them to say or to understand or even let go of this shame?
That's such a powerful question. And I feel, first of all, shame and guilt, these are two emotions that hold a very low frequency, that
Oh,
are holding
God,
back from
I
what you
know.
said that will happen in your wonderful retreat. Like it keeps us from manifesting the life of our dreams.
Yes,
Because when we hold shame and guilt, we behave in a way that we make people treat us in certain way.
mm-hmm.
Because the way we are feeling about ourselves is the way that we will project onto everyone we know.
Right,
And then they will
right.
treat us in a way, in certain way, without even, like everything is unconscious, right? It's not something we are aware of. So first of all, the first thing to release shame is to be able to talk it out loud. Whatever is making you feel shame, you have to be able to say, this is happening to me. And the first person they come and they are able to say it is to me. But then I'm like, okay, now talk to yourself, write this down, accept this as a truth. And when you are able, that's why retreats are so wonderful, because when
Mm-hmm.
people are able to say something that they are holding shame about in front of 20 people, it's
Mm-hmm.
so healing.
Yeah,
You're like, okay, I said it. That's why in this circle, so many people, they are like, my name is Maria, and they start crying like, "Mama."
right.
It's so beautiful because
Yeah,
there is that safe container. So
right,
guilt, they are not giving us anything good in life.
right.
That's what we know. And the other thing that we need to know is that we all carry that. So
Mm,
most, and that helps to release a lot. That's another thing I
mm,
say a lot. If we all feel shame in different areas of our lives, then you're not different from anyone. As you are feeling,
right.
you're not different from anyone. We are all dealing with the same. And when you are able to express it and talk and let it out, then also it's important to know, where did this come from? So the
Mm-hmm.
first thing is to, okay, I said it, I accept it, I let it out, and then, okay,
Right.
where did it come from? Because it can come from so many different, um,
Sources or places.
it's like, and I work a lot with regressions, so I bring
Right.
my
Wow.
clients or my students to childhood, where,
Mm-hmm.
and because sometimes they know, sometimes they don't know,
Of
and what
course.
they don't know, that's
Right.
very interesting. And when
Mm.
they understand where this comes from, they are able to heal it from that understanding point.
Right.
That's very beautiful.
Right. Yeah, and whenever you go to the source, of course, it's always like so essential, because then you know why and when it actually happened. And I tell people that shame and guilt. I think maybe Mel Robbins or somebody said this before also, but first, as I agree with you, shame and guilt are amongst, I think, the most harmful emotions we can have. As you said, they are amongst the lowest of vibration, and
Right.
so they prevent us from anything that's in an upper vibration from having it. Even anger is a higher vibration than like shame is. And shame, I tell people, sorry, guilt is it can be a corrective mechanism of the subconscious mind to say, oh shit, I haven't done this thing. Take an action to correct it. Like, oh my God, I didn't wake up on time. Take an action to correct it. So guilt is temporary, I find. Or, oh, I did this wrong. Next time I want to make the effort to change it. Whereas shame, unfortunately, is a state of being. It's almost like when you don't correct the guilt, or when guilt lives for a long period of time, when you don't create an action from the guilt, you don't forgive it, you don't release it, you don't let go of it, and it stays for a long period of time, or it happens multiple times, it becomes almost like shame. Shame is a state of being. It's a state of just feeling terrible about ourselves, you know, like, oh my God, I am like this, therefore I am bad, or something like something happened to me, therefore I'm not good enough for love. And here's what I want to tell all of you listening. Shame can be one of the most powerful ways of self-sabotage, which means shame is one of the most powerful, like, and unfortunate elements living inside of us that can destroy our relationships, that can unconsciously end good connections that we have, that can even make us not put our best self forward. Think about it as if you are dragging this huge weight by your ankle. And so suddenly you're like, oh, I want to run a fast race. You see this amazing partner by your side. You're like, let's run this marathon together. Let's run this race together. And you want to run this race with them, and you're getting to run. And then every time you take a step, it's pulling you back, and you're going slower and slower. And that person's like either further ahead, or there's a disconnection. It doesn't work out because of that weight from your past. And often, and this is actually not often, this is almost always, what you have to remember, folks, if you're watching and listening about shame, is that shame is somebody else's projection that actually came onto you, which means you could have done the worst thing in your life, for sure. But if you had a safe place where someone could truly love you, accept you, and make you feel safe around what you did, and make you understand it, and maybe how it's not healthy, maybe how it should not show up, but doesn't take away any love from you, doesn't add any judgment to you, then you don't process it as shame. You process it as an experience.
Hey, and welcome to the Inner Yats YouTube page. If you like our content, make sure you click the like and the subscribe button so that you get more of these amazing videos that keep coming your way.